are watching this video and you've watched some of my videos, thanks so much for always watching. And if you are a subscriber to the channel, thank you very much for having subscribed. And if you haven't already, please do go ahead and subscribe to the channel, because there's a lot of great information on here concerning various different conditions that I see a lot of different amateur athletes, non-athletes, and even professional athletes complain about the entire time. So what I want to talk about today is actually our psoas muscle. So I've done this before where I've looked at various different types of hip stretches and things of that, but I'm going to break it down now today and really just looking at the psoas and the iliopsoas muscle. So as always, I have my friend here, Mr. Super Skeleton. So we're just going to kind of go over the anatomy a little bit and have a better understanding of these two muscles and why they may give us some problems when we're running, when we're cycling, especially if you're doing some lifting. Maybe you've created that home gym now. Want to really address these issues, and then what we're going to do is we're going to look at doing some really interesting stretches that you may not have seen yet. You might be still doing some classic stretches to the psoas, so we're going to break out some other types of stretches that you can do to really open and stretch that hip flexor up a lot more. So first off, let's kind of just go over the anatomy. As you know, I'm big on education. As you've seen in some of the other videos, I like to really get you guys a little bit more focused on where things are coming from, why they might be creating pain and discomfort. So let's talk about that first. So psoas and the iliopsoas muscle are the two muscles that actually create hip flexion. That's when bringing actually the hip up towards the chest. You do want that muscle to engage, but a lot of times it's over engaged. And I've talked about this before in some other videos about, we don't want to have certain muscles, over engaging or overstimulated, because then it can create pain and discomfort, and it can limit and hinder our performance, whatever that performance may be. So if we take a look at the iliopsoas and the psoas, we come over here, here's our lumbar spine, here's our sacrum sitting in between, and obviously this is our pelvis, both the ilium, the pubic bone, and the ischium. That's what makes up the pelvis, the whole pelvis here off to the side. So if we come over here to our lumbar spine, and where our sacrum is, we've got lumbar 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So psoas muscle, the iliopsoas, does come off of lumbar number 1 and comes down to the top part of the ilium, okay? So right there, that's one of the muscles that, is going to be affected here. The other one is the psoas muscle itself comes off of lumbar 1, but then likes to go ahead and come right through this foramen on the side of the pubic bone, right as the ilium attaches to the pubic bone, and inserts itself right here off the femur. So automatically, the psoas muscle is more notoriously known for really trying to get that hip to kind of go into the joint and then come up into what we call flexion, kind of supinating up into the joint there. So with that understanding of knowing it kind of comes off the lumbar spine and then goes ahead and comes through that pelvic bowl and goes ahead and attaches itself here down towards where the femur is, you can have an understanding of why these two muscles also too, when we do core work, can get a little bit more engaged, because they are deep spinal stabilizing muscles, and they will want to be activated with our core. The only thing is that when we do activities like squats and lunges, we really don't want them over engaging, and the same with when we're running. We need these muscles to kind of be a little bit more on the flexible, mobile side, so this way we can power through our event a little bit more, and we can feel like we're getting more speed, more propulsion, more duration out of the activity that we're trying to do as well, especially if it is running. So with that understanding, what I want to do now is I want to go ahead, we're going to look at using first the massage ball, going through and understanding how to use the massage ball to really work out our psoas and our iliopsoas. And then what we're going to do is we're going to work on some new stretches that you can do that you may have not seen before when working with your PT. So if you do have a TRX at home, or if you're going still to the gym and your gym has not been shut down yet, you could do these at the gym. And by the way, guys, if you do want to purchase a TRX for the home, click down below on the description. You're going to see any of the materials that I use in the video. You can go ahead and receive different links to going ahead and buying anything that you see here in the video today. So like I said, the first thing we want to do is go through the soft tissue bit. We're going to get our massage ball. You can either use a massage ball, tennis ball, or lacrosse ball. Depends on how much intensity you can handle. And then from there, we're going to use the TRX today, guys. So let's first head over to doing some soft tissue work. Okay, everyone, so now we're going to look at the soft tissue of addressing your psoas and your iliopsoas. So my helper here, Cab, he might try to take the ball out of me when doing this exercise, or I should say this soft tissue work today. So it is going to make for a little bit of an entertaining session right now. But in my hand, I have a lacrosse ball. Like I said, you could use a tennis ball. You could also try using a baseball as well. Just remember, the firmer the ball is, the more pressure point you're going to feel. So if you're not used to deep tissue massage, if you're not used to those trigger points really being worked out, just know that you're going to feel it a little bit more. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to go ahead and look at doing the psoas and the iliopsoas with the soft tissue ball. Okay, so if you think about it this way, and do use the diagram that I'm providing right now, if you look at the diagram and you see where the psoas and the iliopsoas is, I've drawn a triangle on that area. So we're going to hit it in two spots. The first spot is going to be up a little bit higher, kind of more where thinking of like bladder would be. Also too, like where the ovaries might be a little bit more as well. And then we're going to go down kind of more inside the groin area. So the first one that we're going to hit is going to try to focus more on the psoas itself. And then the second one's going to hit a little bit more of the tendon of the iliopsoas, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to come down first. We're going to put the ball, like I said, right about here. According to the diagram, we're going to hit the psoas itself. We're going to add some pressure into the area. Then we're going to move the ball down a little bit further, kind of getting in more towards the groin area here. So first we're going to start with the ball up here. Then we're going to move it down just a little bit more. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down onto the ground and ignore my assistant for a second, and we're going to place the ball right where I said at that first spot. And then what you're going to do is just relax the body over it. If it's really tight, you're going to feel it in this area, okay? But the idea is to just kind of let the body melt over the ball, hold that spot out. If you feel comfortable enough and you want to kind of roll around on it, add some pressure into that area, that's totally fine too. It's really up to you. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, we're going to shift that ball down a little further. Mine's a little on the tender side, not going to lie. And you're going to leave that ball right there, trying to get at that tendon point. And again, you could, just like I'm doing, shimmy around a little bit on it and trying to massage out that area. So those are the two spots right there for the iliopsoas and the psoas itself that you could do using a massage ball. Okay, so now what we want to do is we're going to go through some different stretches that you can do using actually a TRX. I have my TRX in front of me right now. I've gone ahead and extended the straps down so that now when I stand up next to them, they kind of are at mid-calf height. I'm going to go ahead and overlap the straps, the foot cradles themselves, so this way it's going to become just one strap. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go through just a little bit of a flow designed to stretch out the psoas and the iliopsoas a little bit more. We're going to come down and we're going to put one foot into the strap, okay? So I've got my one foot in the strap. I'm going to flip myself over so that I'm on one knee, okay? So I'm on one knee, so the knee so let me backtrack. So the foot that's in the foot cradles, I'm on that knee. I'm going to step forward with my opposite leg into a lunge position. From here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try not to have my chest forward. I'm actually going to try to lift my chest up nice and high, allowing for a 90-degree angle at the front knee. And right off the bat, you should feel really nice stretch in that quad, especially if it's tight. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to go up into almost like a sun salutation position. We're going to bring our hands up nice and tall, kind of arching, leaning back, go to your point of comfort. So we're going to come with our arms up, and then from here, we're going to drop one arm down, and we're going to reach up, and we're going to take it all the way over to the opposite side, okay? And we're going to just hold right there. Then the next thing you can do is you can bring the arm to the inside, applying some pressure, going out, okay? Have that opposite arm up, and then you're coming over. Now you could also feel this a little bit in the QL in the back as well. So right there, we're looking at stretching out psoas, iliopsoas on this leg, on my right leg. And now from here, we're gonna mimic a lizard position in yoga. We're gonna come with our thumbs down on the ground together. We're gonna extend that back leg, and we're really gonna stretch out this position here. Just hold and stretch it all out. Okay, so from there, what we would do, take that foot out of the straps, and then we would go ahead and repeat on the other side. So this is a really neat way to do a psoas iliopsoas stretch using actually a TRX versus doing some of the traditional ones to go ahead and hit that area. Now there is one other way to stretch out your psoas. This one's more of a standing position that we're going to use with the TRX. So what we're going to do now is we're going to face away from the anchor point. So I'm going to come in, my arms are going to be parallel to the floor. I'm going to have tension in the straps. From here, I'm going to take a nice big step out into a lunge stance, again mimicking that sun salutation position, dropping my left arm down, reaching up with my right, and then coming on over to that left side. And just holding for a count of 3, coming back up, bringing both arms together, pushing into the straps, and then coming back up to a nice standing position. So again, this one standing, big step out, dropping the arm, coming up, and taking it over to the side of the body, and then coming back and pushing into the straps. Okay, so there you have it. You can go ahead and use a lacrosse ball, tennis ball, massage ball to really dig out the iliopsoas or the psoas muscle. Two ways to do a psoas stretch with the TRX, one standing and then one obviously kneeling, depending on how you feel in terms of comfortability and also coordination. There's a little bit of balance work to be involved, but also too, if you're having some trouble kind of getting down on the knees, you may choose to do the standing one as well. Okay guys, like always, any of the stuff that we use in the video, you can find those links down below. If there's anything particular that you want to see in any one of my videos, please do make some comments down below as well. Happy to always try to find some other conditions, issues that you guys might be having that you want to see some new techniques done with. So just let me know. And as always, if you like the material that you heard in this video today on your psoas and your iliopsoas and how to best stretch them out, always give it a thumbs up. And again, leave some comments down below indicating that you liked it as well. All right, everyone, this is Dr. Heather. This was on learning how to stretch out your psoas and your iliopsoas, utilizing kind of more of a TRX versus some of the traditional ways. All right, everyone, have a great day.